Is that clock right?
Yeah, 7 o'clock.
I got
Yes,
something.
Okay. I'll call the November 12th Board of Finance to order. Approve or amend the agenda.
Motion to approve.
Okay. Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Approve or amend the minutes for the last meeting.
Second.
Any discussion? Hearing none, all those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Accept the monthly financial report.
Motion to accept.
Second.
Any discussion? All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Accept the monthly tax collector's report. There was two of them, October and November.
Right. Motion to approve.
Do we hear a second?
Okay.
Any discussion?
I don't believe I received those. Who sent those out?
No one.
No one. They were just here.
Apparently, the tax collector doesn't send them. It was like the old tax collector.
Mm,
They send it to the selectman's office and then they print it. And
Can we ask them to send it to us?
I did, but I'll ask again.
Okay, thanks.
I'll ask the selectman's office.
Right.
All right.
No further discussion on my end.
Okay. All those in favor signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed? Carried. Auditor's update. I put a phone call into the auditor, but I didn't hear back from him. So I don't have anything to update.
Okay.
And there's no treasurer's time. Other than Mel's here, but she's not quite the treasurer yet. So selectmen's time.
Well, not quite the first selectman yet either, but,
We are a selectman, so you can have the time.
I think I'd like to review that truck a little bit more before we send that out to, town meeting. Other than that, I'm just gonna review things and back to you at the next Board of Finance.
Okay. But you have to have a town meeting because there's LoSiP funds, the 28,000, I talked to Emily today, the amount is 28,544.88 that we approved a while back because we thought you were going to a town meeting.
I'll schedule a town meeting. Our next scheduled meeting is gonna be December 1st. We'll schedule it then.
These are local capital improvement funds that we had discussed way back, what, 2 months ago now, 3 months ago. And the town they weren't in the budget, and then we had to put it in the budget after we got them, and they weren't in the budget.
What are you talking about, unless you want to wait to go? You gotta do the 24, 25 budget. Move the money.
Right.
But that was part of that, right, or no?
That
What's
was
that?
part of the truck. That was all
that was
of
part
the
of the
truck that night.
Okay.
Yeah, that was it, part of that discussion,
And that was in September.
right?
There you forgot.
So we authorized the transfer, but they have to go to a town meeting,
Right,
correct?
correct.
Anybody else have any questions on that? So anything else?
So, no,
Okay,
Can we ask questions?
yeah,
So, well, first, congratulations.
Yeah.
Second thing, I think it would be really great if there was better understanding on the Board of Finance end and how we're gonna handle the tax collector's salary, because we're already over on that line. So that would be great to hear that next meeting.
Okay.
Thank you.
well, there has been a tax collector elected, correct?
That's right. They're gonna get paid,
Yeah,
and we're already over on that line.
correct. So there would have to be a transfer.
Right.
I had a question.
Just looking over the budgets. I noticed, I believe, if I'm not mistaken, last year for the treasurer, not for, hold on, for the town council. Second. The town council miscellaneous expense, if memory serves me right, I think we increased that line from 20,000 to 25,000 last year because we had an overage. Currently to date, we're about a third of the way through the year. We're currently at 96% of budget, 23,955 out of 25,000. Do we have any indication or anticipation of town council will continue to be utilized at the same rate for the next rest of the year, or is that a variable that we can't determine?
Hopefully, everything will be settled out that was running this bill up
Mhm.
in the next few months, I would hope.
Mhm.
And then we can see it get back to a normal.
Okay. Yeah, well, it's obviously gonna go over because we're at 96%. I just didn't know if it was
Oh, yeah.
gonna triple or not and go over 50,000 since we're already at 25 through the first 3 months, but. So not necessarily, it could be a smaller one.
Unless something comes up like with zoning or with our assessor's office, sometimes she has to fight some people with that, so that would be a variable that we wouldn't
Yeah.
foresee right now, but
As time progresses towards the end of the budget year, I think we should maybe reevaluate the line item so that it's more in line if we're gonna continue at that rate.
I agree.
You know, to bounce off of that, I recommended that we split that line up and maybe as the time goes on, we may want to do that depending on, you know, department. Or if something's a personnel matter, if there's a line for personnel legal expenses, something to that effect. Because it would be good to know how much land use is using, how much assessor is using. Is that one year when we were really over and I looked at the reports, the majority was assessor. You know,
Well, I mean, we can still determine, I'm sure, from the selectman's office at the end of the year where it's been utilized. But it's the same bucket it's coming from either way. So whether we separate it or not, I mean, probably more
Right.
difficult to separate because I would think, and maybe I'm wrong, but determining X amount for each department to be utilized each year is gonna be more difficult, I think, than having it as a totality. But to your point, it's good to know at the end of the year.
Well, as they
what
get
Right.
going, it can be set up in a. And so you could have it they have it all listed in the one report, for the lawyers.
yeah, because when I did when I looked at all the bills, some of the bills weren't, first, didn't specifically say in the bill like assessor. But you could tell it was assessor in the invoice. It was like, conversation about this matter,
Mhm.
So I think more determinability of what, those, where those expenses are coming from would be good.
Yeah, whether that's here, if that makes it easier to determine at the end of the year, I mean, I'm certainly not opposed to that whatsoever, but it's still gonna be the same amount going to the town council, but I see your point as opposed to having to break it up at the end of the year. Either way.
Yeah,
just
whatever works.
Reevaluate the total amount so that we're in line and not going over each year if that's gonna continue.
Well, actually, the selectman's office, and we used to do that, to give you a breakdown as to, who was using the town attorney. I mean,
I would like to see maybe a separate line item under zoning and assessor and then general counsel. Maybe a good way to move forward with that. It would be nice to see zoning have a land use attorney that they could use just for what they have going on, rather than go to Randy DeBello all the time,
That's a good point, because a lot of towns around us have separate land use attorneys.
that makes a lot more sense.
As far as utilization for the town council does that run all through the selectman's office as far as approval for an organization or a department to reach out to them, or can anyone reach out at any point in time to incur cost?
Generally, we try and go through the selectman's office, how we've done it in the past. If a certain thing is, like, when we were doing the Honey Hill development. It was already set that if, Peter had to talk to somebody, he could just reach out to Randy and have counsel with them.
Mhm.
But it was already approved through the selectman's office.
Okay, yeah, so right, so the selectman's office is overseeing the ability for individuals just to reach out. That's
That
great.
way we're not letting it just run right over,
Oh, yeah, that's good.
So,
Well, in the past, it used to be that whoever wanted the use of the town attorney, they'd come to the first selectman and say, we got a situation, right, Jeannie? And then, they'd ask if they could contact the town attorney, and then that would, how we proceed with that.
All right, makes sense.
Yeah, we always, like with the zoning ZBA there that time with Metcalf, we went through the town hall first. And said this, I got a call for this and this and this, or give them information, this is what I need information from. And the town hall, the selectman would take care of it, or the selectman secretary would make the calls. So,
Anything else? Anybody else got a question? Okay. Again, congratulations, and congratulations to Emily and John. We'll see you next month and you'll be sworn in and up here, ready to have darts thrown at you. like-
Yeah,
Free of charge.
yeah.
we did that today. Sworn in.
Um. Let's see, public comment. None. You got anybody on, okay,
Motion to adjourn.
well, you're a second.
Second.
All those in favor, signify by saying aye.
Aye.
Opposed, carried. Thank you all for coming.
Yeah, thank you.